By virtue of our union with Christ, we are positionally seated with Christ and are citizens of that high country, but that positional citizenship has very practical implications for how we live. That positional, it affects our conditional, or this state of living, this side of eternity. And essentially, if the false teachers are believers, and these false teachers and false believers, if they live hellishly, true believers are to live heavenly. This is the contrast of everything that just came before. Their final destiny is eternal conscious torment among the shrieks of the damned. Our final destiny is everlasting bliss among the praises of the saints. They are sin-captive slaves who coddle and adore their wicked lusts and evil cravings, and we are those who worship in the Spirit of God and glory in Christ Jesus and put no confidence in the flesh. They are those who boast in themselves in what is comparable to dung, while we are they who boast in Christ, to whom there is no comparison. Their minds consist of and are centered on that which is earthly and demonic, while our minds are filled with content that transcends this dark world and transforms the way we live. We are heavenly citizens. We are citizens of heaven, and that changes everything. Our citizenship is in a location where truth reigns supreme. This is amazing. Where truth reigns supreme, where righteousness is the way of life, that is where we are citizens of that great high country. Is that the life you love now? Is that the life you want now, where truth reigns supreme? Where righteousness is the way of life? Is that what you desire? Is that what you love? Do you love truth? Do you love righteousness? Because truth and righteousness will be the very air you breathe in glory. You can't escape truth and righteousness in glory. Wherever you go, truth and righteousness will accompany you. We are bound to that fair land, that glorious land. Even as we are singing, I am bound for the promised land, the land of promise. And if that's where we're going, how should we live? Look, Peter says this in 1 Peter 2. He says, Beloved, I urge you as aliens. He even recognizes this isn't our final destination. We're citizens of a higher country. We may be citizens here, but this is just a place we're passing through, and heaven is our ultimate home. But he says, I urge you as aliens and strangers to abstain from fleshly lusts which wage war against the soul. Keep your behavior excellent among the Gentiles, so that in the thing which they slander you as evildoers, they may, because of your good deeds, your works, and I would say, and your words, as they observe them, glorify God in the day of visitation. He wants us to live holy in this unholy world for the purpose of the salvation of those who we will impact and affect by our gospel preaching and our godly lives. But we are aliens, we are strangers here. And you have to remember that Paul is writing this letter in the midst of a Pax Romana. The Pax Romana, if you remember, in the first sermon, we went into how the Pax Romana was an era where Rome was sovereign and enjoying supreme peace. It means Roman peace. It's an era in history called the Pax Romana. And Paul is writing this letter, and he tells the Philippians that our citizenship is not here, but that our citizenship is in heaven. And that it's not in Rome, it's not in Philippi, it's not in any other city or province under the sun. The location of our citizenship in no uncertain terms is not on earth. It is not on earth, but it is in heaven. Who cares that you're a citizen of the United States of America? Is your name enrolled on the roster of heaven's citizens? Is your name enrolled there? Oh, it's so important. Is your name on that list? That is what ultimately matters. Because brothers and sisters, I don't care, nor do I want what Rome has to offer. I want what Christ has to offer through the Roman cross he was crucified on.